Welcome everyone to another Malware Geek review. Today we're going to be taking a look at Immunet by Cisco Systems. This is a cloud-based anti-malware solution, and it also includes the Clam AV engine. If we dive into the product and we take a look at its usability and its user interface, this is definitely not my favorite user interface. I feel it's kind of cramped and outdated. On the main user interface, we have several options here. We can start a scan. We can view an activity summary, detailed history, as well as the quarantine. We can update the product and change the product settings. And over here it shows you the overall CPU usage and memory usage, which can be an indicator of malicious applications on the computer. Under your settings tab, there's not a whole lot to this product. You can just basically change your protection settings. You can change which engines are being used for detection, as well as handle how the Clam AV engine is used, basically whether it is or not, and if it updates automatically. Change the way the program handles malicious and suspicious files. You have your exclusions right here. Scan settings, it's not very exciting. It's just how it handles archived and packed files. Notification settings, these just apply to the tray icon notifications. Also has a gaming mode, which is nice. Miscellaneous, send files to Immunet for analysis, which is on by default. Proxy settings and connector settings, nothing exciting there. So there's not a whole lot to this product. Again, it is a cloud-based solution, so not very advanced. If we take a look at its memory usage here, the tray doesn't take up very much. The protection actually doesn't take up that much either, so it seems to be pretty light, which is what I expect from an anti-malware solution that is based in the cloud. So, anyways, we have our malware links. These are fresh, just picked them up today. So we're going to go ahead and see how well Immunet can protect us from these malicious files. So here's our first application, 00045.exe. Doesn't look suspicious at all. Okay, so Immunet picks that one up. Their signatures are kind of weird. I'm guessing this is probably a Trojan. And Immunet gets rid of it. And it doesn't work. Can't run it, so that's good. Got rid of the first file. Here's our next malware file, oe.exe. That one has also detected the quarantine failed this time. It appears that, well, it said it failed and then it quarantined it. So, file reputation malware, and Immunet quarantined the file rather quickly. Seems a lot more responsive than the last time I tested it, which was quite a few years ago. Mozilla Firefox.exe is our next application, but it doesn't work. So I'll have to grab another link on that one. Here's our next malware file, svchost.exe. This is something someone may fall for. This is also a way for malware authors to disguise the application in memory. I did not get an alert on that one, and something's running in the background. Yeah, there it is, right there. And it's gone. Maybe it has a child process in memory. I don't see one, though. But that doesn't mean that there's not something running around. So it misses that one. Here's our next file. That one has been caught and quarantined by Immunet. So that's good. Here's our next application from this random IP address, 1000 something. Well, nope, it's dead. Never mind. So, have to grab another link there too. File.exe. That one has been caught. Okay, so it gave me an alert for the last one. This one, I believe, has also been caught. because it doesn't run. So I'll count that as a block. .exe is our next file, which is not suspicious at all. Looks like a file that anybody wants to run on their computer. Doesn't seem to be loading very quickly though, so it may be dead, so I'll have to grab another link. So that's 3 so far that I have to grab. Let's try ego2much.exe. That one is also gone. These were working, and they have been taken down. Hang on a second. Let me just... Hold on. There's something... Okay, so this one loads. See if it runs. No, it doesn't. It was caught. So... Scan.exe has been caught. Let me just try this last file here. For some reason, it was working just a minute ago. Yeah, no, it's not working anymore. So 4 links. I need to grab 4 links. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I figured out why they weren't working. Because I forgot to turn off MCSoft on the host machine. MCSoft was blocking the malware files in the background, and that's why they weren't loading. So we're going to try a couple more of these. Let's try Mozilla Firefox again. I know that one was supposedly not working. Let's see if it works. No. Okay, so that one was dead officially. What was the other one? I don't remember if this one loaded. I'll try it. Yeah, so there's that file. Let's see if it catches it. This one worked. This one worked. Yeah, that one was caught as well. This one I think is also working. Probably MCSoft was probably blocking it. Yeah, that's what it was. But it got caught. Even if I try to download it, it probably won't download. Yeah, moved, deleted. Yeah, it was caught by Immunet. Got rid of it. Let's try this one for the dead link. Rebecca.exe. But Rebecca doesn't run because Immunet gets rid of it. So, anyways, we did have a malware file load up into memory, so I am going to scan to see what damage it has done, and then I'll be back with the results. Okay, so Samana and Hitman Pro both said the machine was clean. However, I'm not really that convinced that it is. I did upload this svchost.exe to VirusTotal, and as we can see, it's been detected by 5 out of 68 engines. CloudStrike, Kaspersky, ZoneAlarm, McAfee, and Fortinet have detected it as a Trojan. This, I believe, is a fairly new malware file. It was just seen today. It seems like it's malicious. I have great suspicions that it is because it doesn't have a user interface. It's a fairly small file. Let's just take a look at the properties of the file. I'm just curious here. I haven't done that yet. Yeah, so copyright seems kind of weird. File version, automated universal multi-boot. What does that say? UFD creation tool. Well, it has no user interface. It was doing things in the background. The community hasn't voted on it yet at VirusTotal, but it is detected by 5 out of 68 engines. And like I said, it was doing things that generally malware does, where it loads up in memory, has no user interface, takes up a lot of CPU, which it was doing. So that is a malicious file in my opinion. So I don't think the machine is clean. I think there's probably a Trojan or a backdoor or something on here that's not supposed to be here. But obviously that kind of shows you that, you know, signatures are not the only thing you should rely upon. Obviously, Kaspersky knows about the binary that I loaded, but it doesn't seem to know because Hitman Pro, by the way, uses Kaspersky and Bitdefender. Kaspersky knows about the binary that loaded up in memory, but I don't think it knows anything about the files associated with this malware. So that goes to show you that signatures really just don't cut it sometimes. So I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 on this part of the review. It caught every single file except for this one. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab a pack of malware and stick it on the desktop, and we're going to see what its overall detection ratio is. So I'll be back. I have dragged the malware file onto the desktop. In here we have 405 items. So I'm going to do a right-click scan with Immunet, and I'll be back with the results. Okay, so Immunet finished scanning, and it left over 41 items. We started with 405, which translates to a detection ratio of 89.8%, which is pretty good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run some of these files. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of action here, considering that it didn't really block the malware file that I loaded up during the first part of the test. So give me just a second. Let me turn all the protection back on, and then I'll be back with the I'll be back and we'll start the test. Okay, so I've gone into the settings here. I normally don't do this, but I want to test out their blocking mode. This is off by default. I kind of got a sense of how it handles programs if it doesn't know about them with the signatures in the first part of the test. So this says that it prevents applications from being installed on your computer unless it knows they're safe. So we'll see if that actually is true. So let's go ahead and start running some of these. I'm just going to bring up Task Manager, just so we can kind of see if anything, weird loads in memory. So let's go ahead and start running some of these. Okay, that one doesn't work. Or it has some kind of a fake error message because it looked like there was something going on in memory. Let's try. That one is in memory. Welcome to our installer. This looks like some sort of adware. Well, we'll let it install. Why not? I always like adware on my computer. Here's another one. Yeah, that one's running a lot of things in the background. There's DLL host.exe running now. Let's try this one. Okay, that seems to be some sort of keygen or something. Okay, that looks like some sort of adware, possibly. VBS script is running. Just gonna click some buttons like anybody else would do. That one's missing a DLL file. Okay. There we go. So I think I've run enough. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run Hitman Pro and Zamana and see if blocking mode actually worked or not. So I'll be back with the results. Okay, so Zamana and Hitman Pro are still scanning while Zamana just finished up. Our host file has been hijacked, so that's not good. We also have what looks like a patching virus on here and a bunch of Trojans and malware running around. Looks like Virut has gotten onto the system, which is a fairly well-known piece of malware, so I don't know why Immunet didn't detect it. Maybe it's a new binary or something like that. So that's disappointing. So my overall thoughts on Immunet. It's good as a second opinion scanner to back up your antivirus, but you should not rely upon it as your primary protection. I'm not going to fail it because its detection rate was pretty good, and its overall, performance in the first part of the test wasn't bad. So it's definitely not a fail. The machine is disabled. I mean, there's a patching virus running around, so I consider that to be a disabled machine. I mean, you can use the machine, but it's not good. So its blocking mode is ineffective and basically doesn't work, obviously. And, I'm going to say it's not recommended as a primary mode of protection. You should not rely upon this program at all as your primary protection. But as maybe a second opinion scanner or something like that, it might be worth a look. But, honestly, I would probably look elsewhere. Zamana or Hitman Pro or something like that if you're looking for a second opinion scanner. Zamana is really good if you're looking for something that, has zero-day capabilities and is good as a second opinion scanner. But, I mean, that's just my recommendation. So, I'm going to give it a not recommended. Oh, great. So, what happened there? Oh, never mind. It's not recommended as a primary protection, but maybe something to back up your antivirus that it might be worth a look. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I will talk to you later.